Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Good evening everybody, Militia Man and Crew is here one more time tonight. Just going to say, let's get her done. Look, we've got articles that come out today. As an alliance chairman, I'm not sure I've heard of this gentleman before, but anyway, it says the current government has worked greatly to stabilize the country. I think Al-Sudani is probably going to fit the model on that. He confirms today that the current government has worked greatly to stabilize the country, stressing that that Iraq enjoys security and stability. And I think everybody's been, if you've been following the news, you're going to see that security and stability is a really big theme, and it's really a kind of a global thing, and it's really, you know, taking speed, and because it's in the news. All right, security and stability is, and in what their relationship is to this, is to the neighboring countries, and he is accredited for the work. The current government is. That's Al-Sudani. So, you know that there's a meeting, or was, the participation of Iraq in the East Dialogue Forum called the MERI. And it has been attended by many news outlets, etc. But the bottom line is that they're giving kudos to Iraq, stating that Iraq today enjoys security and stability compared to neighboring countries, and this stability is attributed to the current government, to Al-Sudani, and his support for the government steps. So it's really good to see this, you guys, because security and stability is always what we've been looking for at the end. So we have that, and they're openly talking about it on a platforms, on a platform or many platforms that are getting a lot of attention. It says, we hope that the next Thursday will be decisive for electing the president. So that's another common item, that the people out there in the world want to see a continuity with the government, the three presidencies fully seated. We haven't seen that yet. But tomorrow, on Thursday, once again, it's going to be on the table. Whether they get it done or not is going to be determined. But, or anything that they've done that precedes it, that they haven't exposed yet, maybe we'll be exposed to that too. We'll see. It says that the government, with the support of the House of Representatives, allocated funds for the Sinjar district, and the Prime Minister presented a paragraph to appoint Sinjar residents in the ranks of the security forces, stressing the government has given special attention to Sinjar, and the Parliament supports this attention. I think if you guys know that this is about the displaced people, so there's things that are in play that are important, you know, for Article 140, you know, the hydrocarbon law, all those things. Obviously, the revaluation of their currency, or their changing of their exchange rate to a real effective exchange rate, is all part of it. It's part of the bigger picture. But the Sinjar agreement, it has, I put a link to that. You guys can see that maybe. I think you guys should just probably go and just do a little research on it and see what the background is on it. It's really kind of important, and there's a lot to it. So pay attention, because if he's allocated, what does he say? Allocated funds for Sinjar in the budget. And so is that the 2024 budget? Is that part of the investment side of the budget? Is that part of what's related to the international exchange rate that Iraq's supposed to have? I wouldn't be surprised if that's probably the case. Let's see. It says, well, look, as far as I'm concerned, Al-Alaq and Al-Sudani have made great strides. But in this particular case, Al-Sudani has made great progress in terms of Iraq's security, the stability. He has been well received with the citizens, religious leaders, and not only that, but politicians too. So if Al-Sudani is successful in the Sinjar district by bringing support for the people of the region and getting them home again, the displaced citizens, it will go a long way in supporting, you know, her stability and that security. And that the country right now is experiencing it. So that's really, all of this has been really, really good. So let's see what happens with the vote at the speaker, on the Speaker of the House tomorrow. See if that happens. I think pretty much we all know that, sorry you guys, but I expressed it as kind of a clown show, because I think they should be embarrassed by now after 11 months going on 12 months that they don't have a presidency yet. And we're talking about internal with the Sunni population. It's like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys for anybody but yourself? I'm not so sure. But hopefully they resolve that, and maybe there's good reasoning for what they've done. I don't know. I don't see it. So anyway, here's this article by Al-Sayed Hakim, Unprecedented Development and Stability. So you can see the theme. It says, unprecedented development and stability in Iraq and the Kurdistan elections expressed the awareness of its people. The head of the Alliance of National State Forces, Ammar al-Hakim, confirmed the existence of unprecedented stability in Iraq at various levels. It says the reality of Iraq is different from its recent past. Because it's why? Because there is unprecedented development and stability at the political, the social, economic, and security levels. That's a pretty bold statement, everybody. So here again, we have emphasis on Iraq's stability. And basically, to me, just what the investment and investors want. They want an environment that needs security and stability. And Iraq is basically showing that they have unprecedented stability. So that's great. Monetary policy rate reactivation of securities. This article here, it says enhancing access to targeted inflation rates in a manner that does not conflict with expected economic growth rates. It's consistent with the policy of developing deposits and increasing credit ratios aimed at targeting projects, development projects, relying on the following approach based on data obtained from the banking sector. I think that's pretty powerful, you guys, because what are they talking about? They're talking about growth rates, but they're also talking about developing deposits and increasing credit ratios as they are targeting projects for what? Investment. So the monetary policy orientations that Iraq is talking about, they're enhancing and targeting inflation rates. And you're going to hear something about from Al-Alaq, the central bank governor, about that. But it basically says in a manner that does not conflict with the expected economic growth rates and is consistent with the policy of developing deposits and increasing credit ratios aimed at targeting these projects. So what have they done? The board of directors of the bank has decided the following: reducing the monetary policy rate to 55 instead of 7.5. I think what they mean is 5.5% interest rates. And you're going to hear more about that, and that's really kind of important. Okay, but anyway, they go into some of the terms. It basically is just stating that they are doing certificate of deposit for Islamic banking, traditional transfers. They're talking about time. They have auctions for 14 days and 182 days with exchange rates for, or interest rates to pay out. We're at 7.5 and we're at 5.5. But you're also going to see some interesting things about when it comes to inflation and reduction of inflation. But look, it says they're gearing for deposits to support for the private sector. That's how I see this. Because why? They're going to have the availability of credit to support the projects for lending. They're making available the necessary liquidity to help jumpstart the development road projects. That's obviously their goal, and we've been watching this now for quite a long time. So let's see how that progresses. I think it's the push comes to shove right now. It's pretty good. So here the Raffidain Bank plans to create an electronic platform for trading government bonds. And this is today, October 30th. It says, what are they going to be doing? It says a platform will facilitate access to different categories of investors, individual people, and companies. So what is the quote? It says, enhancing liquidity by enabling investors to easily buy and sell bonds, enhancing the movement of funds in the market. It says the Iraqi government trends towards financial reform. As you can obviously see, that's where we're headed. That's what they're doing. And it says the steps of the framework of the Iraqi government's efforts to improve business environment, promote the stability of the national economy. They keep saying stability, security, stability, sustainability. They use all these buzzwords, but it's good because it's what they're trying to drive the education of everybody. What are we doing? How are we progressing? Investors want to know all that too. Okay, so it says the need to develop the financial market has become urgent. So now there's an urgency here. It says especially in light of the current economic challenges. So they've got reason to believe that they need to move forward because of where they are in this process. Look, there's a clear focus on providing liquidity through the bond sales. There is now an urgency in doing so. You can't deny that. It says, look, I think that the urgency, especially now, Iraq has a development road project they've got to deal with. It needs plenty of investment. And basically, what do they have to do? They have to promote her economic development and forecast and tell people about her security circumstances as being stable and sustainable. So Iraq is meeting all that criteria in what we're seeing in the news. And again, this gentleman by the name of Hakim, it says Sudanese government has achieved serious steps in the field of services and development. It says the head of the Hikmah movement, Mr. Ammar al-Hakim, confirmed that Tuesday that the government of Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has taken on the task of climate of the internal and external stability. So internal and external stability, and has achieved serious steps in the field of services and development. So you're going to hear something about this too, again, in my next video. I'm going to talk about this because I haven't got it quite finished yet. But the whole part is that, think about it for a minute, internal and external. It's going to be important. So pay attention if you would, please. It says building a state requires a stable political, social, and economic climate. While Iraq lived through a period of wars and sectarian clashes, today it is experiencing an unprecedented state of stability on the political, social, and security levels, which has led to a state of construction, reconstruction, and development. That reeks of the investment side of the 2024 budget needs to be exposed. Okay, political stability comes with security and stability, and they both come with economic stability. So all three included. And from there towards social stability and the integration of society with the political system, as this hierarchy leads to regional and international openness. In other words, open the doors, international, here we come. I love this, you guys. Hakim stresses that Iraq is too big to be reduced by a certain party, and that is what experiences have proven, that the state administration coalition is the actual incubator for al-Sudani's government. So these guys a lot of these politicians now are backing Sudani. It's phenomenal. And who else is? Al-Sadr, he's got a good relationship with the religious leaders, and al-Sudani has a good relationship with the people. So security and stability, and in so many different forms, have been achieved under al-Sudani. The country has a big future ahead of it. Her future starting will take a big hold. I'm sure they will, as she goes international. You just know that when she goes international, it's just going to be a whole different ballgame, because everybody's talking about the sustainability, they're talking about the reconstruction, they're talking about the development projects, they're talking about all that stuff, all the investment. They're just waiting for Iraq to actually go international. So let's see how they do. I think that this gentleman by the name of Hakim, he knows full well, and that's why he's out being very vocal about this. So listen, catch me on my next video. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for being with Militia Man and crew at patreon.com/MMANDCREW. Thank you very much. Keep in mind, Samson brings in massive amount of articles. Thank God, Gigi, our admin, she's doing well, and she thanks everybody. I thank you guys for the prayers for her. Obviously, they do help and work. So please keep her there, just in case. No setbacks. But the bottom line, everything sounds good. Her hard work is amazing. She brings in the chit chat. You guys should check that out, because it gives you all the analysis and snippets throughout the day. So there's a special room in Discord for that, and you guys can check it out. But you also get to the live feed. So come on in and join us and see how we do. And by the way, everybody, thank you so much for all those donations from Zelle, PayPal, and Venmo. They do wonders, and that's why we're still here. So thank you very much. Appreciate it very much, and have a great evening. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much, and have a great day.